You know you hate your job, like you dream of doing something better, something more fun, something more creative. You have passion, but it has been hidden in the cupboard forever. And every time you think of making a change, your mind bombards you with reasons why you shouldn't do it. Like, I'm not skilled enough. I started too late. Other people have started already 10 years ago. What if I fail? I have a family. I have responsibilities. I cannot let them down. I cannot just do what I want, right? Does it sound familiar? I am Vassia. I'm a psychologist and I'm a perfectionism and burnout expert, and I'm here to break free from fear and create the life that you have dreamt. What if I told you that none of these are real obstacles? This is just your perfectionism keeping you trapped, trying to convince you why you shouldn't get out of your comfort zone. What if the fear of failure is the only thing that is stopping you? Not actual failure, not your skills, not the actual possibilities. So, by the end of this video, you will see how your mind is tricking you into staying stuck, and I will show you the steps to break free. First of all, again, we're going to talk about the perfectionist sabotaging mindset. Perfectionists don't just fear failure, they fear not having it figured out before they even start. That's what keeps them paralyzed. And also thinking of all the million steps that they need to take in order to reach the desired destination. So there are some lies that your perfectionistic mind is telling you, that your mind is telling you, and they are keeping you stuck. They're keeping you trapped in a job you hate. You wake up every morning and thinking, it's just another day that I'm wasting my life. And that is a pity because you still have life inside you. You still have a heart that is pumping inside you. So, the first lie that your mind is telling you, you don't have the right skills. You're not skilled enough. You're just an amateur. You are not a professional in the thing that you want to do. It's creative. You want to be a writer. You want to be a painter. You want to be a coach, whatever it is that you want to be. Yeah? And the self doubt whispers you don't have experience to switch careers. The truth is, no one starts as an expert. No one starts with all these experience accumulated on them. Every career change involves learning. The second lie is that others are already ahead of me, so what's the point? Well, that's the comparison trap. We have talked about that many times. Perfectionism, comparison with others, who is better, who is worse. And you see people 5 years ahead of you, 10 years ahead of you, and you think that you will never catch up. The truth is that every successful person was once a beginner, and you don't see their messy first steps. You only see where they are now. The third lie is I cannot afford to fail. Like the perfectionist is saying, if I try and I fail, that means that I wasn't good enough to begin with. That's another lie. Eh? Failure is not a dead end. It's going to happen either way. Setbacks, mistakes, failure, they're going to happen either way. Even if you are the best, even if you have a perfect plan, it's going to happen either way. But it's part of the process. It means that you're trying something that is important to you. It means that you're growing, you're learning. And it doesn't mean that you haven't tried or that you are not good enough. It doesn't say any message around that. Another lie is I have too many responsibilities, I have a family, other people depend on me, I cannot take risks. That's the protector mentality. We are seeing ourselves as a protector. I have to be strong. I have to put aside my dreams and make sure that I do well in the obligations and the responsibilities and the duties that I have. My family depends on me and I cannot be reckless. I'm going to tell you something. It's maybe it's going to sound hard, but staying stuck is not protecting them. You being stuck is not protecting them. You being stuck is just modeling fear and stagnation. Your children, your family is seeing how you give up on yourself, you give up on your dreams for somebody else's needs. That's the message that they are taking. Together with the protection, of course, I can understand the financial protection, the practical protection. So think about that. Think about the messages that you're setting. What are you modeling in your family. And the fifth lie is that if I make a change, it has to be perfect and smooth. Well, that's your need for control again. Perfectionism says we have to have everything under control. We have to be sure about what we're doing. So that's the need for control. That's the need for certainty, which is, of course, unrealistic. There's no such thing as certainty. So, and then their mind is saying to you, if I change careers, it has to go perfectly. The truth is that no major life change is going to go smooth. It is a major life change. It's not going to go smooth. But staying stuck is a failure already. Staying stuck is a guaranteed failure. We have talked so many times about failure. You understand already that the root cause is not the practicalities of you moving to your next job or fulfilling your dream. That's not the real problem. The real problem is the perfectionist mindset, which encompasses fear of failure and learned helplessness. What is learned helplessness? Let's go into that. Fear of failure, you know that. I'm afraid I'm going to fail. I'm afraid I'm going to be rejected. I'm afraid to live out of my comfort zone. I'm afraid to break this harmony. But the learned helplessness, I'm going to tell you a story about that. There was an elephant that it was captured, and in order to prevent the elephant from getting away when it was a baby, they had it tied to a stick. The elephant learned that they cannot move further, they cannot escape because it was that much that the rope would allow them to walk. Later on, when they grew up, they removed the stick. There was no stick anymore. And yet, the elephant still believed that they couldn't be free, that they couldn't escape. And they would still walk on the same territory as when it was tied to the rope. That's the meaning of learned helplessness. We learn that we are hopeless and helpless, that we cannot escape our reality, that we cannot do anything to change it. We are taught that there's no way out. And that is tied to perfectionism because we have to keep this sense of safety. So that's the only thing that is keeping us stuck, our fear of failure and our learned helplessness. So how to break that? First of all, let's do some awareness. First step, cuts the lies. What it is that your perfectionism is telling you. I'm not skilled enough. I have to do it perfectly. That's a lie. The moment that you realize that, you have to say to your mind, that's my perfectionist brain talking. That's not reality. So first, we need the awareness and the recognition. Step number 2, rewrite your story. Instead of saying to yourself, I'm far too behind, I'm far too old, or whatever story you're telling to yourself, change that. Open your notebook, your journal, and change the story you say to yourself. I can create the life that I want today. It doesn't matter how old I am. It doesn't matter whether I'm early or late or whatever. I can change my life today. I can take my step today, my first step today. Another thing that you can do, step number 3, take a tiny action. For example, do you want to switch careers? Book one coffee chat with someone in the field. You don't need to do any big steps, just a tiny step. Or you want to explore a passion, you're not sure whether this is a career for you, but you want to explore whether that can be translated into a career, take a free course, start a side project, write about it. Write down 3 things that you love doing. Write down why you love them. So again, visualizing yourself being there and practicing your passion. Step 4, make fear work for you, not against you. How to do that? Ask yourself, what is scarier, to stay in a job you hate for another 10 years or feeling uncomfortable while learning something new? Step number 5, lower the stakes. You don't have to quit your life. You don't need to completely abandon your family and your financial security. You don't have to quit overnight. You just have to start moving. So while you are working, try new skills on the side, like a side hustle. As I said, do the online course or try freelancing or try with a good friend, network. You don't need to quit, but just take this one step. The last thing that we need to do, step number 6, reframe failure. Instead of saying, what if I fail? What if it doesn't go well? What if I succeed? What if it works? Not knowing everything is exactly how every expert starts. Your skills are not missing, they are just not developed yet. Struggle doesn't mean failure, as we said before, it means growth. So you see, the main focus is the mindset shift. You don't need to be ready, you just need to begin. Your perfectionism is telling you a story that you need a foolproof plan before you start, but the truth is that you will never feel fully ready. We need action so that we can face our fear. We need action in order to create clarity. We need action in order to dissolve helplessness and hopelessness. So, if you feel stuck in a job you hate, it's not because you don't have options. You have plenty of options, plenty of possibilities, and a 100% guarantee that this can work. It's the mindset that is keeping you trapped. And the moment that you stop listening to your perfectionism, then you will start seeing doors opening. That's a fantastic moment. That's when magic happens. So what I need you to do, I want to hear from you. Comment below what is one limiting belief that is keeping you stuck. That's one thing. And then tell me what's one small action you're going to take today to challenge it. If this hit home, make sure to subscribe. We're breaking free from perfectionism, one mindset at a time. You've got this. And until next week, take really good care of yourself.